12 bags of dirt. Ready for planting, but I'm not going to plant in the heat of the day. I'll plant in the cool of the night. Too high. Some of them I could only get 3 screws in, but that's okay, because they didn't go flush together, but that's okay. Let's see if it lines up. Pretty much lines up, I think. A little bit off. It's too late now, but Dwight asked me after all this was done. He said, "Oh, did we check to see if there was any sprinklers in the middle of the yard?" No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure they're all around the edges, though, and that they squirt from the edges of the lawn. I don't think I've ever seen one come up in the middle of the yard. If there is, maybe it'll poke up through the dirt. I don't know. Too late now. Too late now. Plus, what else is too late is I meant to put a bunch of sticks. I have a bunch of sticks saved. I meant to put it before I put the dirt down. It acts as compost. It'll break down and compost. But I can't do that now. Next year I'll add a bunch of sticks to it and add another bag of dirt or compost, and then it'll just turn to compost. All right, ready for planting. We have about 4 days of rain this coming week. That's probably going to push this soil down, so I may need to add a few more bags of soil. We'll see. But not bad. Just in case anybody wants to know what I used, flower and vegetable garden soil plus fertilizer. Feeds up to 9 months for in-ground gardening for flowers and vegetables and herbs, which is all what I have. It is 2 cubic feet, 24.7 pounds, so 25-pound bags. I used 10 25-pound bags, and then I used 2 manures, cow manures, and those were black cow manure, beneficial for flowers and vegetable gardens, feeds for 3 months, and these are 1 cubic foot. So these are 2 cubic feet, so yeah, probably about what, 15 pounds, I don't know. Ta-da! Looks like my whiskey barrels are becoming Airbnb places to stay without reservations, because, you know, in this one I have a succulent, which is growing this really cool thing, by the way. Don't know what it is, but that's kind of cool. Anyway, I have a volunteer tomato plant. Very healthy looking. I did not plant that. So that's an Airbnb tomato plant with no reservations. Again, over here, look at this one. Again, succulents. I have a bottom on it, yet Mexican petunias have found their way over here, and another volunteer, not 1 but 2 tomato plants growing in this one. So birds must have eaten tomatoes and somehow pooped seeds into both of these plants. Maybe they were basketball playing birds and they got nothing but the net on both of these. And I thought that Mexican petunias just grew from underground, and their roots go wherever you want, wherever they feel like going, and they pop up wherever they darn well please. Here they started over here. Now they're all in here. They're everywhere in the front. And I thought that they had to travel underground, so I was curious, how did they get over here? All this way with a bottom. And now they're growing in here. And I just found out because I looked up today that Mexican petunias have seeds, and when the wind blows, their seeds scatter. So, yeah, they scattered way over here and planted themselves. Again, everybody loves these whiskey barrels because they came and they're taking up residence. So I'm just going to let them stay and do what they want. These, though, I may have to cut out because they'll multiply. Anyway, and look at all these sunflowers. Last year I had one sunflower plant that had hundreds of sunflowers on it. After it died, I took the heads and I just laid the heads down and shook them and rubbed them. But I had no idea it would do this. Every one of these are sunflowers. This is crazy. Some of them are starting to come out. So yeah, I knew I had put one of them, the face of the sunflower was the size of a dinner plate, and the rest of them were, some of them the size of saucers, some of them the size of a cup. And I literally just laid all the heads down and shook them off into the dirt. I didn't realize they would all take, but they did. These mums are from almost 3 years ago. What's really funny is I think they were a yellowish brown color. And every year they come back kind of a burgundy or pink. So they're both over there, and it somehow spread over here. Now I've got a mum here. I did not plant that. I do have 2 mums from last year that I will put into the ground later, probably in October. But now Mexican petunias are starting to pop up in this garden. Last year I had a couple, but now I've got a lot. I'll have to cut those back because they'll take over the whole garden like this. Two and a half or almost 3 years ago. This started with just, 2 or 3 little cuttings. Tiny little cuttings that my dad gave me years and years and years ago. And I keep going back to the original plant and getting a cutting. And every time I move, I take it with me and plant it. These guys are doing good. I don't know what that is, but we'll let it grow and we'll see. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. Yes, the hummingbirds are here. Oh, wow. I didn't know those came off. I wonder if I put it in the ground if it'll grow. We'll figure it out. All right. And on that note, look how pretty the shrimp plant's looking. Isn't that pretty? It's look like shrimp. Wind's blowing. This was just off of a tiny little cutting, and now look how pretty it is. Might as well show off the lantana. It's doing its best to come back. It started growing, and then we got hit by a freeze, and then it came back. Sage is doing good. Willow's doing good. I'm gonna let it, we got a lot of rain supposedly this week. I'm gonna let it rain. I'll put my plants in probably on Saturday when it'll be a lot cooler. Anyway, this is kind of showing off the garden a little bit. I'll figure out what to do with this. Until then, I don't know. We'll see. I'll leave you with this beautiful view.